Hi guys, I'm Steve McKinney with Conservation Construction. I'm one of the partners here. I just want to talk to you a little bit today about siding. We do siding for houses, more of a retrofit job. So in other words, it's an existing home. And typically, depending on what you want to accomplish as a homeowner as to what siding we would suggest. A lot of companies, you need to be careful because they're only going to suggest what they have the most profit in. Or they only do one type. There's several different types of siding that you can use. One video I have out there is the aligned siding, which we can use in Colorado. And then I'm going to talk to you about two other sidings that we use both in Texas and in Colorado. And they have two different, basically, designs to them. One is a composite siding, which is more of an acrylic siding. Or some people would look at it and say, oh, well, that's vinyl. This is actually acrylic. So it holds up better, is stronger, does a better job. But if I were to ask you, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, what are you trying to accomplish? And you were to say, I don't ever want to paint again. Well, a siding like James Hardie, which we'll talk about in a second, which would be this product, you don't have to, you may wind up painting that again. With the acrylic Cedar Ridge, you'll never paint it again. And it has lifetime warranties which are transferable to other homeowners to achieve that. But some people don't like this look on their home. The other thing you can do with this product is it comes with an insulation. So it'll help reduce sound and it'll make your home cooler or warmer depending on the season we're in. They also make it in a board and bat look with the insulation behind it. So again, it gives you a quieter home, it gives you a better insulated home, and it can also come in lots of different colors. So this is one way to go to never have to paint your home again. We can also cover up all the eaves where you don't have to paint those again. So depending on what you're looking for as to what we would recommend. With this product, typically we will replace any rotted wood on the outside of your home. We would wrap it with what we call a Tyvek or a house wrap, and then we would cover it with the siding to give you a maintenance-free house that you'll never have to do it again. The neat part about siding is if I could put you in a hotel and completely side your home while you're in the hotel, you might just drive right past your house because it'll make such a big difference to the look. A lot of people wonder, well, why do I need siding? The problem is your old siding generally is made out of almost like a cardboard compressed board that they got them to use 20, 30 years ago, which just delaminates and comes apart. So a lot of people are having to fix their home and get away from that type of rotting product. So that's one reason for this. Now, you could also paint a house. I don't know if you've painted your own home, but painting can be quite costly if you have somebody do it for you. And then if you're going to do it yourself, and God forbid you slip and fall off the ladder, you could be in a hospital for weeks, months. You could break something that never heals properly. You could be like a Houston policeman. I did his house one time, and he fell working on some lights, fell on his gun hand, and was at a desk for over 6 months and hated it. So all you got to do is miss that last step on your ladder, and you could be in the hospital, emergency room gets filled up with people making that mistake. Not to mention, have you ever sanded, scraped, caulked, and prepared a home for painting? That's a huge job, and actually the painting is easier than doing all that. So that's why a lot of people do go to siding. And keep in mind, your home is one of your largest investments you may ever make. Now, some people have other investments, but it's one of the largest ones you may ever make. So you want to preserve it, take care of it, make it better insulated, more comfortable, look nicer, more curb appeal. Another siding you can do is actually James Hardie. And James Hardie has done a great job in actually branding their company name. And James Hardie is actually a concrete board. And it comes in multiple colors. And it's literally made from concrete. So for the install portion of it, it is more difficult. It's harder to work with, But once it's installed on your wall, then it becomes very permanent, very solid surface, and you don't have to paint it as much. So if I were to say, do you never want to paint your home again? And somebody said, no, just want to change the look. My old siding's rotted out, it's terrible. I need to do something with my house. Then if you don't mind painting again, I would probably perhaps maybe suggest James Hardie. Because once it gets up on the wall, it lasts a long time, it works well, it's a well advertised product. It does have a 30-year paint warranty, but it is prorated. So in the event you stay in your home for quite a while, you will probably wind up painting this product. But it is James Hardie. And then behind the James Hardie product, we can actually put on like a 1/2-inch insulation foam board. Now we do have this in a foam board that you can use that is Class A fire rated. We do have it in what they call a Super R. And this will help make your home quieter. It'll help insulate, because James Hardie is not a real good insulator by itself. But between the Hardie and putting on the new backer board, and with this product, we will wind up 98% of the time removing whatever exterior siding you have on the house now. And the reason for it is James Hardie is heavy. It's made out of concrete. So when you have a heavy product like that, you don't want to add too much weight to your house. So if we remove your old siding, generally in the Colorado area, there's a backer board behind it, and we would cover that back with the Hardie. In Texas, it gets a lot more expensive, because in Texas, Dallas, and Houston, typically there's no solid backer board behind whatever siding's up there right now. So when you tear it off, you literally have maybe some black felt paper and some studs. So we would have to come in and resheet all the walls and then put the Hardie over it. If you put the Hardie directly over just studs, you can get some waving. It is concrete, but if you fall into it, you want it to have a solid back so it doesn't just break and cave in. So there are some different things we have to do depending on the market you're in. But these are two products we both use in Dallas, Houston, and we also use these two products in Colorado. So we're not the company that only wants to sell you one siding because we have more profit in it. We're the company that wants to send out our design specialists to look at your home, help you decide what's best for you, the goals you want to accomplish, not necessarily our goals, and give you an exact pricing on fixing up your home. So please, don't hesitate to give us a like, a share, a click, whatever you're supposed to do with all that. But in my opinion, give us a call, give us the opportunity to come out, have one of our design specialists come out to your home, give you an exact price on what it takes to put brand new siding on your home, and do you a very good job. And by the way, we want to take care of you after we get paid. Most companies, once they have your check, they don't necessarily maybe want to come back. We're very happy to do that. We actually learned many years ago, by taking care of you, we get a lot more referrals, especially if you have a problem down the road. So thank you. Give us a call. Give us an opportunity. We'll take good care of you. And hey, I'm supposed to tell you to subscribe, click, share. I don't know all those things, but there you go. Thanks for your time.